Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Path of Exile, Heist with LD7, and today we're going to be starting out Act 6 to kind of show you what to do. So for us, we are only level 46, which is actually fair. I mean, it's kind of on par, but we are under leveled a bit. So what I like to do is the optional mission to clear out the Twilight Strand. You might recognize this from starting out the game. This is where you approach Lionized Watch initially, but since we sailed directly to the area, you didn't have to clear this out. So basically the mission is to kill all the enemies inside of the Twilight Strand. It's pretty easy to do, all things considered. Basically you just walk around the map. You do need to go up into that little cubby hole because there's some dudes hiding in there. But the rest of it, you just kind of walk around and you should encounter all the enemies. There is a boss up over here. Watch out for those little ghosty guys. They do chaos damage and will probably wreck your shit, especially after taking the 30% resistance hit. With that being said, I will say that we are not looking too bad on our resistances. We don't actually have anything in the negative range. I'm guessing that's we just got lucky and have decent armor that has resistance bonuses on it. Like, if we take a look on your defense, you'll be able to see. So our lowest is 0% chaos, but I mean, we're not negative on any of the elementals, which is actually really good for starting Act 6. So if you're in a similar boat as me, where you aren't negative on your resistances, you should be okay, to kind of play the character the same way. If you are negative, you want to be extra careful when you're, warping around and stuff, because if you get too deep, you might end up killing yourself, which isn't a good thing. So there we go. We cleared out the Tidal Island, or the whatever this area is called, Twilight Strand. So we can go get our reward. You gotta talk to Lily, which is all the way down here, which is super fucking annoying. I don't really get it. I mean, I guess she's there so you can sail back. You only get a Book of Regret, so it's not that great. But if you're low on level, clearing out that map gives you some good XP, so worth doing. Next, you're gonna go to the coast. And you got two options. I mean, you can push towards the primary goal, which is to get to the mudflats, or you can do the optional and find the tidal island. I want to say both of them are close to the waypoint at the end of the map, so you should be able to do either one, just depending on what you're wanting to do, relatively easily. So, ooh, that did a lot. I don't know what dude spawned all those icicles, but almost took us down. Not a big deal though. Just warp up here. Cools. So first thing you'll probably notice starting Act 6 is you feel a lot weaker, and that is just because you most likely have negative resistances of some sort. So your goal for the first little bit should be try to find better gear that gives you more elemental and chaos resistance, basically all the resistances, so you're not in the negative zone anymore. Just because being negative on your resistances makes it really easy for stuff to kill you. So we're gonna just mark this ghost asshole and fucking kill him, because he's doing a lot of damage like that, and he killed us. That's annoying. So, whoops, didn't mean to click that. Going back to the coast. Here we go. Alright. That's fine. So we took our first death in Act 6 because I was busy talking as opposed to paying attention to what is going on. So there we go. That should bring our dudes back closer to us, hopefully. Oh, we're out of zombies. No wonder we fucking died. Alright, well, there we go. We can res those guys back up. And one more. Cool. I did pop our skitters back up. So every time you die, you're going to have to re-res your skitter bots, just because they are a mana reservation skill. So bear that in mind if you're using mana res skills, like Zealotry, I think, is one you're supposed to get eventually, and stuff like that. If you die, you have to re-proc them because they aren't automatically added back in. So not that big of a deal, but something to keep in mind, because normally your mana res skills are there to help increase your damage and stuff like that, or your defense, whatever. So if you don't have them procced and you think that you do, it might, you might end up taking an untimely death. So whatever. We've died twice now because I'm not paying attention, and ended up getting stuck. So here's this fucking wizard dude again. So, what? Oh, really? I mean, that's stupid. That is just fucking stupid. I really hate the after death effects like that. You know, I killed the dude, yet all of the ground that he set on fire is still damaging me like a fuck ton. You know, that is dumb, in my opinion. Like, if you kill the guy, he should be dead. He shouldn't be able to kill you after that. That's just my opinion, but whatever. Not a big deal. So don't stand on the fire ground, because apparently it'll kill you even if you killed the guy. So bear that in mind. I kind of want to take the strong box, so we're gonna. See what we end up getting. Orb of fusing, that's not bad. Not the worst thing in the world anyway. So we'll take that. I don't really want any of this other stuff. I mean, granted, it's all decent loot. Like, it's not that it's bad loot. I just don't have a whole bunch of space in my inventory right now, and I can't use any of the items that drop there, so I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna go empty out our inventory because apparently we're full, which I guess we kind of are. So what I'm looking for is a whatchamacallit, a two-stone ring that gives me good fire and lightning resistance, because those are my two lowest right now. This one does cold and fire, so it's not really that good for us. Our cold resistance is actually pretty good. I think we're going to keep this granite flask and swap it with the stibonite flask that we've got, just because the granite flask gives you elemental resist by 24% right there, see? So that is actually fairly powerful for us, because it'll help buff us while we're fighting bosses or something, if we need it. I mean, to be honest, I don't think I've ever really used any of these flasks that are supposed to help you when you're, you know, fighting bosses and stuff like that, just because I don't really need to, because we end up DPSing them so fast that it doesn't really matter. So we're gonna go through the mud flats, might as well. Like, I'm not too worried about the tidal island side quest, so we'll do that later. There we go. DPS some stiffs. So it's these little archer dudes that are doing the frost damage. I mean, luckily we have a fair amount of frost resist. So, I mean, if you don't have a lot of frost resist, definitely watch out for those guys, because they will wreck your shit. Because, I mean, even with our, like, almost 50% frost resist, we still take a fuck ton of damage from that. So, anyway, here we go. So, we gotta go into... Why can't I... Oh, it's locked. Okay, duh. So that's... You gotta find Nessa first, I think, which is over this way. Then you can open up that gate. I think there's, like, a little mini-boss over there or something. So, as per usual, the way you play this build, you gotta kind of be mobile as much as possible, or else you will just get killed really quickly, because you are squishy. Even if you have good resistances and everything, you're still fairly squishy. Like, as you can see, that boss monster killed all of our minions, literally all of them. So, I mean, really what we should do is go get more slave drivers, which... I don't know, we might do before we fight the mini-boss here. Probably not that big of a deal. We've got our other minions protecting us, but... He even dropped the stone golem, which normally the stone golem, like, doesn't die, just because it's fairly strong, and it has... like, that's what gives you your life sustain. So you want to make sure you've got your stone golem up as much as possible, because that is what will keep you alive. There we go. So we got the Eye of Conquest. That's probably what we need in order to open the gate. But we're going to go up here and talk to Nessa real quick. That's fine. Complain. So I need to take this point right here. And I think we're going to go for the Golem Commander wheel first, because that will increase the strength of our Golem. as well as I think increase the number we can spawn, which will be good for us. So we talked to Nessa, cool. Grab our 6th guy. Still have our skitters, so that's nice. Yeah, not too bad. So there we go, the Karui Fortress or whatever. We basically just got to go through. So this is where there's like a mini boss along this path somewhere, and it basically connects the 2 sides. So anyway, well, we're gonna have to fight him one way or the other because I believe that gates the actual exit to progress through with the story. But he should be fairly easy for us, like most of the bosses. It's just a matter of, you know, dodging their one-shot attacks, getting your Stormbrand placed. So it's this guy in here, Tukohama or whatever. So he spawns this giant fucking totem in the middle, and it basically always is going to have that fire ray. So don't get hit by it, it will one-shot you. So bear that in mind. And it does reverse directions based off of where you are on the map. So like, if a reversing direction will get it to you faster than going the other, then it will target that. So this is the other part about this. He, midway through, spawns these totems that create this energy shield for him that's impenetrable. So you gotta kill all these totems before you can start doing damage to him again. So not too bad. I mean, we've got a build that kind of does good at DPSing multiple targets, so whatever. Just bear that in mind. If you're playing along, you've got to kill those shield totems before you can finish taking this guy down. And I mean, he's not the most difficult boss in the world, just because he doesn't have anything that hits super duper hard, or like his attack, for whatever reason, like this guy normally isn't that difficult for me to take out. I don't know why, but anyway, so there we go. We did lose all of our zombies, so we're gonna have to summon those guys back up. Sin will come in, absorb his soul, and this, I believe, unlocks the Pantheon. So you could put this on if you want. I'm not gonna worry about it, because we don't really want that one, in all honesty. So whatever. Just warp around, because we don't have our zombies to help soak up some of that damage, and we lost our fucking golem, apparently. And our skitters I just turned off because I'm a noob. Yeah, so this, we are getting fucking wrecked. Yeah, alright, well, that sucked. Do that, and we're gonna try again. So, I need to kill some of these guys so I can get my zombies back up, but they spawn these fucking totems, and they just, like, fucking wreck you. And there's so many of these ice dudes that it's hard to, like, I don't even know what hit me there, in all honesty. Like, I don't even know. So, respawn all of our guys. Cool. Now, I can spawn some of these hombres. I guess it's that fire totem that's hitting us, that's doing all the damage, because we don't have a very good fire resist. So there we go, we got the totem dropped, and now we're okay. I just want this chromatic orb. That's all I want. Here we go. So, I mean, we've taken quite a bit of deaths in Act 6, so most of that is just misplays on my part. Like, if you're actually just playing the game and not focusing on talking and all that kind of stuff, it's not too bad. Like, it's pretty easy to dodge stuff with this build, as long as you time your flame dash the right way. But, you know, when you're doing videos and stuff, it's a little bit harder. So, you know, this is legit. I mean, I die all the time. Well, not all the time, but I die sometimes when going through, so whatever. So here we go. Made it to the ledge, I think it's called, the ridge, whatever. So we're about halfway through, ish, for the first one. There's still a mini boss that we gotta fight, I want to say. So we got a book of skill, that's nice. We are gonna sell this stuff out, because none of it is really better than what we're already wearing. I'm looking for another set of gloves that are 2 blues, 2 reds linked, and that have, well, this one has rarity, so it'd be good if I could find them with, like, fire resistance would probably be the best for us, because it's our lowest. or chaos, either or would be really good. But that, you know, you basically just got to get lucky on the drops. So we're going to take this int node, and then we're going to finish off this golem commander wheel. Is kind of the plan anyway. Before we keep going too much farther, I am going to go back to the control blocks and pick up another Spectre, because that will help us a lot as far as DPS and stuff is concerned. So just summon this. So enforcers, indoctrinated slaves, so no drivers in that pile. I love how there's just a fucking boss kind of just chilling. Slave driver, there we go. That's what we want. And we killed a boss without even looking at him, so that's kind of fun. Anyway, so there we go. I guess we can also talk to these guys, see if they give us anything. You know, you kill the act boss. You would think that they'd maybe give you some sort of reward for that, but they don't typically, so that's fine. We're just going to go back to Lion Eye's Watch. We're almost at the 17-minute mark here, so I think I'm going to call it for today. Act 6 is one of those that takes a while to get through, especially if you're like me and, you know, die 4 times on one map. So this will probably end up being a 3-part to get through Act 6. We might be able to do it in the next one. I don't know. We'll kind of just see how that goes. But guys, if you enjoyed the episode today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always. And until next time, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see ya.